Good morning, everybody. Today I've been thinking about the Dr. Seuss story, Green Eggs and Ham. I wonder if you know it. If you have that book at home, even if it seems like it might be a little bit too young for you, I encourage you to check it out, maybe read it again today or someday this week. It's a fun story, and there's a lot more to it, I think. Each time I read it, I find something else happening in that story that I didn't expect. I'm not going to read you the whole story from the book today because for two reasons. First of all, I thought that might violate copyright if I did that and put the whole story online. And secondly, because I'm at that stage of moving where I have found a copy of Green Eggs and Ham, but it is in French. And while it does contain a really important topic of consent that the English version doesn't, Je n'aime pas les œufs verts et jambon, et quand je dis non, c'est non. It's translated, I don't like green eggs and ham, and when I say no, it's no. But I figured that only some of you would understand that translation of the whole story in French, and the ones that did would then be laughing at my French accent. So I thought instead I would make do with my own green eggs and ham. Looks tasty. But the interesting thing about this story, if you have it in front of you or if you remember it, is that it doesn't start with anything to do with green eggs and ham. Sam I Am introduces himself, and then the other character who isn't introduced, who isn't named, the first thing he says is, that Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. And then Sam I Am says, but do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like green eggs and ham. And what I think is interesting about that is that our picky eater first decides that he doesn't like Sam I Am. And I wonder if part of the reason why he decides he doesn't like green eggs and ham is that he doesn't like the person that's offering it to him. And I wonder how many times we refuse to try something, or we decide in advance that we don't like something, not based on the thing itself, but based on whether or not we like the person who's offering it to us. Or maybe you've been at a friend's house and your friend's dad cooks breakfast, and it's different than the way your parents cook breakfast. But you like your friend and you like your friend's parents, and you want to show that you appreciate being at their house and that you're a good house guest. So you go ahead and try it, and you even compliment the things about it that you like, because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You don't want to, it's not going to hurt you to try it, and it's a way of showing kindness and that you care about someone to try the things that they like. And I wonder how many things there might be that we don't try because we've decided we don't like the people that are sharing them or offering them to us. So that's the first thing I notice about the story now, is that our picky eater is first a picky person picker, and has decided he doesn't like Sam I Am. Later in the story, of course, Sam I Am goes through all kinds of different ways and possible eating opportunities for green eggs and ham, and one by one they are all rejected. And finally, Sam I Am says, you do not like them, so you say, but try them, and you may. The picky eater hasn't tried the green eggs and ham, so how does he even know if he likes them or not? So then, of course, he tries them. And I've got to say that I know it's just food coloring, but it does do something to your brain that they're green. That's just not the color eggs are supposed to be. I even put greens in mine, but we'll try them and see. Yes, I like green eggs and ham. And I would eat it, maybe not with a mouse, but I'll eat it in this house. I do like green eggs and ham. Thank you. Thank you for introducing me to them, Sam I Am. Not bad. At one point in the Bible, the people, God's people, are wandering through the desert or through the wilderness, and they don't have any food. And God provides food for them, but it looks different and strange. And they have to trust. They have to trust God. They have to trust the person who's offering it to them. Do they like God? Do they trust God? And their decision to eat this food that God's giving them, this mysterious food, it's called manna, which just literally means, what is it? This mysterious food if they're going to eat it or not, a big part of that depends on whether or not they trust God and they like God. Do they like the person who's offering this food to them? And that's gonna help them decide, in a sense, if they will eat it or not. And of course, in order to survive and out of trust of God, the people do eat it and apparently find that they like it. So sometimes we need to think about when there's new things to try. Do we have our minds kind of closed? Or do we keep our minds kind of open to try something different, to be a little bit curious, and to think about what God is offering us? If it's something that God or that a person that we trust is offering us, a new opportunity, a new food, a new thing to try, a new way of doing school or church, we might be able to give it a try, knowing that the person who's offering it to us, God, or our community that we trust, they would not offer us something that's awful. And then to have the willingness to give it a try and see. We may like what we find. I certainly like, or at least don't mind, my green eggs and ham this morning. So I hope that you will find opportunities to be curious, to try new things, and to trust that the people who love you and take care of you will offer you good things. I want to thank God for those good things. Loving God, thank you that you offer us good things, good food, good friends, good people in our lives, good opportunities, things to try. Help us trust you and help us be curious. Help us want to learn and try and experience new things so that we can see what we might learn and how we might grow. Keep our hearts and our minds open as we explore the world around us and try something new. We give you thanks and praise that all things are your beautiful and good creation. Amen. Bye, everybody.